the difference between solving loneliness and improving the situation. And I think what I generally look for in my process is to try to find something small and make an experiment to try to make the situation better. Because solving for it feels so weighty and so
Yep.
confusing that it would be
Yep.
almost impossible. So my challenge to someone would probably be, if you imagined all of those connections that might have been severed due to a lot of these different things we talked about today, if there was one person that you thought that your relationship was weighty enough that you felt like you got severed with them, but you think that it would be worth spending some time with them and reconnecting with them, what is one small thing that you can do in the next couple of days or week that would get you connected with that person with some sort of a gesture or communication that you would like to overcome the disconnection that's happened? Or if you just want to use a positive spin on it, you could just say, hey, I feel like we haven't talked in a million years. Can we get coffee? And I think the difference for someone who feels completely and totally isolated and lonely, who suddenly has someone they're going to go have lunch with, the margin that they would shift in loneliness would be almost immediate. So I
Yep.
think huge thing is, what are all the things that we could do to make the situation better overall over time? Is a giant conversation we need to continue to have over time and keep digging at it. And the
Yep.
smaller conversation is, what does tomorrow look like because we had this conversation today?
I would add to that, you have to look for the lonely person in the sense that like you're not see them. It might be someone that there's people around them, but they feel alone. You have to go deep enough to figure out that's happening. Sharing your story and being vulnerable makes it more likely they'll be willing to share. Also, if they're more lonely, they may not be as accessible. Like that's where the intervention I think comes in, is like someone intervening in your life. If you feel lonely, like one person can make a transformational difference, but it's usually going to require intentionality and intervention on their part. I would say providential connection where God reveals that.
Are you a small business owner? Have you hit a glass ceiling where year over year you cannot rise above a certain revenue level? Check out Jason Scott Montoya's book, The Jump, to discover how to level up your leadership and pivot your entrepreneurial passion to the highest level.